Hello, and welcome to Getting Where Going Healing, a place where we talk about mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being to help you learn to let go of the things that are holding you back from being your best, your greatest, your most authentic you. Today, I just wanted to do a channeled message rather than pick a card, just to see what messages might come up for our collective today. We're going to pick some main cards, and then we're going to clarify those cards, okay? So I guess we're going to start with angels, guides, ancestors, spirits of Most High. Please help us get the messages that those who are tuning into this reading need to hear today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These readings are timeless, so it doesn't matter when you run into them. There's a message here for you during that time, okay? So we're going to start with the energy oracle and see what messages come through the energy oracle today. And then, like I said, we're going to clarify those messages. All right. Let's see what comes through today. All right, Magician in the Mirror in the reverse position. So somebody might be feeling out of balance. There might be a connection feeling out of balance right now. Thinking woman upright. You or someone else in your life, there's a female figure in your life who is going to be bringing you information, whether that's being written, oral, visual, whatever. There's information that's coming to you by a woman who you consider wise. Somebody is in a position of wanting something that someone else has. We have the woman holding the heart in the upright position. Okay. Door to personal healing and happiness in a reverse position. Patience in a reverse position. Walking away in the reverse position. And angel of balance in the reverse position. So the first card talks about being out of balance. Let me see if we can get these a little more in focus there. Okay, so the first card, Magician in the Mirror, is out of balance, and it ends with Angel of Balance in reverse. So again, something is out of balance, okay? On the bottom of the deck, we have all tied up in a reverse position. Something is coming untied. Something that was tying you down and restricting you is coming loose, okay? So let's get some clarifiers here. All right, so already what I'm seeing on the board is somebody wants to offer their heart, but the door to their personal healing and happiness, they've closed it. They're not doing the work. They don't want to do somehow they feel closed out of their personal healing and their personal happiness, okay? And then we've got impatience with the patience card in reverse and things out of balance. Somebody staying, the walking away card in reverse, somebody staying in a situation. So let's get some clarifiers. Okay, this random one came out, so we're going to take it. Yeah, already you're being told be more playful. It's a Knight of Wands, but in this card, playfulness. So I'm going to put this here because I feel like that's important. We're going to come back to that. Okay, can I just get some clarifiers from Magician in the Mirror in reverse? I'm already hearing this message of The Man in the Mirror, a song by Michael Jackson, The Man in the Mirror. I'm starting with The Man in the Mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No lesson could be any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, you got to look at yourself and make the change. So I already feel like when I'm getting that, and I'm getting chills as I'm saying it, I feel like this is somebody is refusing to look at themselves in the mirror and make the change in a reverse position. That's the out of balance. Somebody doesn't want to look at themselves. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. Why is the Magician in the Mirror in reverse, please? Courage in reverse. Two more. Okay, one more. Okay. Oh, okay. With projections on the bottom of the deck. All right. So to clarify the Magician in the Mirror, the person who's out of balance, courage in the reverse position, conditioning upright, and receptivity upright. Okay, so courage is usually the strength card, but in this card, because I'm taking exactly with the Osho Zen deck, I'm taking the words on the cards, okay, and the meaning of the individual cards, not necessarily the original meaning from the original tarot deck, okay? So the Magician in the Mirror, the thing that's out of balance, somebody is too afraid to break away from their conditioning. They're pretending to be somebody that they aren't. They're living a life that's not authentic with the conditioning card. They're trying to be a sheep when they are, in fact, a lion. They're living their life being who they're told they're supposed to be instead of being who they are. And they don't have the courage to break away from their conditioning. And the third card is receptivity, being open to what's coming. So this person, whoever I'm speaking to here, this could be you, this could be somebody in your life, okay? This person who doesn't want to look at themselves in the mirror isn't brave enough to look at who they're pretending to be. And they're not open to seeing who they are. Right now, they're still pretending to be something else, something other than who they are. They're wearing a mask. And with the Seven of Cups with projections on the bottom of the deck, they're projecting who they think they're supposed to be rather than being who they are. Okay, let's get some clarifiers for the thinking woman. Okay. One more, please. No, I can't take that many. Just one, please. One more for the thinking woman. I guess you get two more. I see why. All right. So the clarifiers for the thinking woman are moment to moment. Okay. Completion in reverse. Clinging to the past in reverse. New vision in reverse. Okay. So the person who is either coming into your life, or maybe this is you, maybe you identify as a female, or it could be some, if it's not you that identifies as a female, it could be someone in your life who's coming in to bring wisdom. And the person bringing wisdom is saying, you need to take things moment to moment because you're not done yet. There's things that are missing. You have to let go of what the past was, let go of what happened in the past, because as long as you are looking at it from the way that you used to look at it, you won't be able to see anything different. Okay. New vision in reverse. Looking at things the way you used to look at them. Okay. So you're not moving forward in your progression. You're still incomplete because you're still holding the past. You have to let go of the past to see something new. If you're still looking at it the way that you always looked at it, then how are you going to change anything? Right? When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I feel like when it comes out with moment to moment, it's saying, take things moment to moment. Find the balance of being upright above it, because this person is up above the cityscape and the countryscape. They're jumping across the rocks over top of them. They're rising above the situation. So I feel like whoever it is who's bringing you this advice, they're bringing you the advice and saying the reason that you're stuck here, the reason you feel incomplete is because you have to let go. You're still holding the past. You have to let go of the past to change the way that you see things. And it's going to require you to take it moment by moment, situation by situation. You can't look at it from the grander scale. It's going to be moment by moment, situation by situation, day by day, okay, week by week. And as you take it bit by bit, you'll be able to see where you're in these patterns. You'll be able to see where you're stuck in these old visions, this old way of thinking. Okay, you're going to be able to see where you're holding on to old ideas and clinging to the past instead of allowing yourself to move forward. And that's going to give you the puzzle piece that you need. Okay, let's clarify envy. What is it that you want that somebody else has? What is it you're longing for and wishing for that you don't have? Okay. Beyond illusion, source in reverse, and flowering. All right. With magician or existence in a reverse on the bottom of the deck. All right. So the thing that you're longing for is to see beyond the illusions. You're still right now, you're still seeing the fake world, the fake illusions, believing the fake stories. Okay. You don't believe that there's something greater than you. Okay. With the source in reverse, it's feeling like that you are the source. So that's the envy. You want to believe that there's something bigger than you. There's something greater than you. There's something that has control over things where you don't. But you don't right now. So you're trapped. You want to see beyond the illusion of the world you're living in. You want to believe that there is something greater than you that's moving things. But right now you're not. You want to be able to cast your seeds anywhere. Okay, flowering, this card is talking about throwing your seeds everywhere and seeing where they sprout. Not being discerning about where you plant them and only in this row and only in this direction and only in this spot that has the best soil, the best everything. No, this card talks about throwing your seeds wherever they land and seeing what grows and not even really being concerned with what grows, because she just throws her seeds everywhere. And sometimes things grow and sometimes they don't. And they grow where they shouldn't be. Right? That's like a nod to this card. Because this card talks about, it shows this flower growing in the cracks of the cement. Right? It shouldn't grow there. It doesn't have the right composition, doesn't have the right soil, it doesn't have the right anything. But yet, even in the face of adversity, it grows. Even in the face of not the right situations, not the right circumstances, it still flourishes, right? So what is it that you're looking for? You envy, you want, that you're longing for. You're longing to see beyond the illusion. You're longing to believe that there's something greater than you. And what you really want to do is throw your blessings everywhere and just see where they fall. See where it grows. Because on the bottom of the deck, existence, because you don't believe that you have the ability to make the life that you want. You believe that it has to be a certain way, and you don't believe that you can make the life you want. Clarify walking away in reverse. What's going on? Walking away in reverse, please. Walking away in reverse, please. Clarify walking away in reverse. One more, please. Clarify walking away in reverse. Thank you. Okay. Oh. Okay. So, staying where you should be, or staying where you shouldn't be. Okay, the walking away in reverse, I feel like in this, it's that you should be walking away, but you're not. You're staying in a place that's not right for you. And I feel like you're staying in a place that's not right for you because you feel like you have to put in more, right? Totality is all about everybody doing their part, but it's also the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is competing. It's fighting with each other. It's competing with another person to be the best, okay? So when we're saying that you're staying with something, what is it that you're staying with? You're still competing. You're trying to be the best. You're not listening to the guidance of your angels and your inner guidance. Because you're trying to find other possibilities. With the Two of Wands upright with the possibilities, okay? Wands are energy, all right? So where are you staying where you shouldn't be? You're seeing that there are possibilities in a situation where you're supposed to be leaving it. You're trying to look for possibilities. You're hoping that if you do all the things right, that it'll work itself out. But your inner guidance is telling you it's time to walk away. You're getting enough signs and synchronicities that are telling you it's time to walk away, but you're not. You're choosing to stay somewhere where it's not the right place for you. And it's because you're stuck in a karmic pattern. Okay, with past lives card. This card is about past lives and ancestral baggage. Okay, patterns that you've carried from lifetime to lifetime. So maybe in a previous life, you walked away from somebody when you shouldn't have, when you should have stayed. So now you're carrying the karmic pattern of feeling like you should stay even when you should be walking away. Feeling like you should stay. Maybe this is a job. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a job where you feel like if you just try harder, if you just keep putting in the effort and trying harder, it'll work out. But your inner guidance is saying, no, it's time to go. It's time to go. I don't know what the situation is that you are sticking in. Like I said, it could be a relationship, could be a job, could be a friendship, whatever it is. You're trying to put in all the effort and you're hoping that it will create possibilities for you, and it might, but it's the Two of Wands. There's only two options, right? Your inner guidance is telling you it's time to go, but you're not listening. Let's find out what's going on with the woman holding a heart. Clarify woman holding a heart, please. Clarify woman holding a heart, please. One more, please. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Woman holding a heart is clarified by the outsider, exhaustion, and control in reverse. All right. So, somebody wants to give their love to something, someone or something, but they feel like they are locked out. Okay. You see this little child on the other side of the gate, looking through, seeing the rainbow on the other side of the gate, but feeling like they are on the outside. They can't have it. They're on the outside. Okay. And it's causing you to be exhausted. Whatever it is, where you're trying to give your love to it, you're feeling like you have to be the one that does all the work. This card talks about you feeling like you have to do every aspect of keeping the machine running. You can't take time off to go to the beach. You can't take time off to have a nice day. You can't take time off for anything, because if you don't keep it up running, who's going to? And it's causing exhaustion. Look at the face of this guy. He looks exhausted. He looks like he could really use a vacation, but he can't take a vacation because he feels that if he doesn't do it, it won't get done. With the control card in reverse, letting go of control. So whatever this is, okay, could be, again, relationship, job, friendship, whatever it is, okay? Whatever this is that you want to give your heart to, you feel like you're not getting what you want, and you're the one putting in all the effort. If you don't get it done, it won't get done. But this is saying let go of control, okay? Which, in my understanding, is surrender. With the Ten of Pentacles, we are the world in reverse, feeling like you have to do it alone. You are not the world. You have to do it all by yourself, which echoes the same message in the exhaustion card. Listen, it takes two to tango, right? If you're in a relationship, if the woman holding a heart is referring to a relationship for you, it comes down to both people have to be involved, right? Both people have to be putting in the effort. It can't just be one person doing all the things, expecting it to get done. Because that's what's happening, is you feel like you can't have it because you're doing all the work, trying to make it happen. But you're being asked to let go of control. Okay. Here's the thing about letting go of control. Here's the thing about surrender. When we surrender, there's things happening behind the scenes that we don't even know about. Other people are having epiphanies, thoughts, dreams, situations, interactions, whatever, that we have no information of. We have no knowledge of. We are not privy to that, right? So when we let go of trying to push things into place, when we let go of trying to control everything, we allow the chips to fall where they may. We allow things to happen without us needing to be in control of all of it. And when that happens, we can often be pleasantly surprised. And it might be that we're trying to make a situation work that shouldn't. We're trying to make a relationship, a job, a friendship work that's supposed to come to a natural end. And as long as we're trying to maintain it and keep it running, we're keeping going in a pattern that we're not supposed to be in a place we're not supposed to be in a relationship we're not supposed to be in. Okay? So when you let go of control, you allow things to happen in the way they're meant to happen rather than trying to control the outcome. Then whatever's meant to happen will be what happens. Okay? Door to personal healing and happiness in reverse, please. Yeah. with We Are the World on the bottom still. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the reason you feel like you're not happy and you're not healing is because, first of all, the first card we got was the Creator, reminding you, you are the creator of your own personal healing and happiness. Okay. So in order for you to be the creator of your own personal healing and happiness, you have to be the one to decide you want to be happy. You have to decide you want to heal. Okay. You have to choose that. You cannot, I know that in our last card, it talked about letting go of control and surrendering, but it's understanding that there are certain things that you have control over and certain things you don't. You do have control over whether you choose to be happy or not. And it's not dependent on someone else. Someone else does not make you happy. You choose happiness. There's a meme of somebody who is wearing this, is holding this item that's marked happiness. And someone says, "Where did you get that? I've been looking everywhere for that." And the person says, "Oh, I made it myself." Because if you're choosing to be happy, you're choosing to be happy. You can't wait for someone else. You can't buy it. Someone's not going to bring it to you. Those things are fleeting, even if you could, because it comes from within. So if you're feeling like you're not healing and you're not happy, you're being reminded you are the person who can make that happen. And it has to be you. Okay. There might be people that you might need to work with, or this I feel like is your parts. Working together and participating with your various parts. Okay, we've talked about parts work on this channel before. We've talked about parts healing. If you're not familiar with parts work, I strongly suggest you check out the podcast. It's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. Check out parts work and how to start to integrating your parts. So I feel like this is talking about doing parts work along with the nothingness. Understand that while in this where you're feeling like you're not healing and you're not happy, there are pauses in the healing path. It's not constant. It's not a constant move, right? There are ebbs and flows. There are plateaus. There are pauses, which are meant to allow you to acclimate before you move forward. It can't always be pushing forward. There are going to be times where there's just going to be a pause. And during that pause, you're not meant to be worried about, how come I'm not growing? How come I'm not moving? How come I'm not growing? Nothing new is happening. Nothing new is meant to happen in that moment. It's meant to be a time where you are integrating the different parts that have already happened. Not to be pushing forward for something else, but to be waiting, to be in a pause moment. And you'll be grateful for that pause moment when the next avenue comes up, when the next adventure comes up, when the next thing to heal comes up. And it's overwhelming and it's hard and it's painful. You'll kind of long for that time where there was nothing and it was peace, right? So when you're in these moments of peace, be grateful for the moments of peace because they're temporary. The nothingness is temporary. And also being reminded to let go of your stress as you're working on your personal healing and your personal happiness. You have to remember to not let things stress you out. Okay. If you're letting every little minor thing stress you out, that's going to affect your happiness. Obviously, right? If you are every minor thing, every minor complaint, every minor issue sends you into a tailspin, then you're not going to be happy and you're not going to be healing either. You have to allow things to happen. Just allow them to happen and then deal with it as they go. But being stressed out about it won't change anything. It won't help you in any way. It just gets you all worked up. And what if it's not happening? What if it's not doing? What if? It's not going to help you. Let go of the stress. Let go of all the plates you're carrying. Put some down. You're in a gap. Okay. You're the creator. You're the one who can decide what's going on. So put some stuff down. Be in a space of calm for a bit and see how much that can move you forward on your path. Okay. Let's talk about impatient. Where are we being impatient? Where are we being impatient? Why are we being impatient? 2 more cards, please. Why Where are we being impatient? All right, there's our 2. There's our 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, go with the flow in reverse on the bottom. All right, so we're being impatient about getting everything that we want. Okay, we are the world is also the 10 of Pentacles. That's having all of your things that you want in the physical world. It could be money, doesn't have to be. Okay, we're impatient about getting all the things we want because we want the type of life where we're having the money where we can just live an ordinary life, where we don't have to worry about going to work and making the money and stressing out and being exhausted and all that stuff. What we're wanting is to have all the money that we want so we can just live our lives. And we're getting very impatient about getting these things. Okay. And we're getting impatient about releasing our guilt. So I feel that these are 2 separate things. Okay. We're impatient about money coming into our lives. We're impatient about the blessings that we want to have happen come into our lives that haven't manifested yet. Okay. So we're impatient about that. But we're also impatient about the healing, releasing guilt. So you see here, she's holding her head. Okay. She's holding her head. She's letting all her shadows dig in. But that's letting it go. So that's telling me that you might already be on your healing path, but it's going a little slowly and you're wanting it to go faster. But you can't rush the healing. Okay, you can't. If you think about the fact that it took many years for that degree of shadow, that degree of pain, that degree of mental messed up, that I don't even mean to say messed up, but how do I want to phrase it? The mental disorganization, all the different stuff that's going on in your head. That took time. It didn't just happen in one day. So your healing is going to be the same. It's not going to happen in one day. It takes time to undo that programming. It takes time to replace it with healthy programming. It takes time. You will get to the point in a short amount of time, like within a couple of months, a few months, maybe even a year, look back and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe how far I made it. But it's taking it one step at a time. It's not going to be all at once. And my guides always tell me you can't get everything all at once because you wouldn't even be able to handle it if you got it all at once. It would be so overwhelming. You wouldn't be able to handle it. It would just be way too much. So the reason that it comes at step by step by step is because it's smaller amounts that you can manage as you receive it. And then you move forward in smaller amounts, smaller amounts, smaller amounts. If you're focused on getting it all at once, it's going to be too much. If all of your healing hits you at once, like bam, you would end up in the psychiatric hospital. I'm not even kidding. Because if all that stuff hit you all at once, you would lose your marbles. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to handle. It's a lot to work through. You can't do it all in one shot. So you're given these small bits to handle at a time so that you can work through it in small amounts of time. And I feel like the thing that you're impatient about is you want to get through it now. But you have to remember that this stuff takes time. Okay? What's out of balance? Angel of balance in reverse. What's out of balance? What's out of balance? One more. What's out of balance? Thank you. Yeah. 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 All right. There's your patience card again in reverse. Impatience. Okay. So the thing that's out of balance is you're still very focused on the sorrow and pain. I mean, there's the 8 of Swords. There's the 9 of Swords. Okay. You're still very focused on the sorrow and pain that keeps you up at night. Okay. You're still very focused on what's happening, what did happen. Okay. And it's very loud. So the voices in your head, the stuff in your head is loud. Okay. This is traditionally the moon. The moon is subconscious. In this card, it's silence, but silence, the opposite of silence, is in reverse. So the opposite of silence is noise. You have a lot of noise in your subconscious. That's part of what's out of balance. Because you've got all this sorrow that you're focused on, there's a lot of noise in your head. And because there's a lot of noise in your head and you're very focused on the sorrow and pain that you've experienced, you're not allowing yourself to integrate those parts. You're still very, very focused on them. So you haven't done any of the work to release them and integrate them into yourself. And that's causing imbalance for you. Okay. So one of the things that you can help yourself along on this healing path is to integrate it, is shadow work, is connection with those. There will be an episode coming out of my podcast next week, I believe, next Monday, that will be dealing with shadow work. So if that's something that you are struggling with, is dealing with your shadow, your subconscious, and integrating it, you might want to check that out. Okay. So again, this is at any time. So if you catch this outside of when it's being published, then that episode might already be out when you find this. Check the podcast anyway, see if you can find it. It might help you, okay? There's also other resources on this YouTube channel about shadow work and parts work, so you might want to check those out. Those are in my playlist for, I think, season 2 or season 3. So you can check that out too. But what's out of balance for you is you're really focused on the ways that you've been hurt, and it's creating a lot of noise inside your head and preventing you from making these parts part of you and allowing them yourself to be your higher self and integrating them into you and seeing yourself as the higher self. And this card's about balance too. So it's talking about things are out of balance as well. And it's making you, again, impatient. But remember, this card that came out in the first place was playfulness. And I feel like that is the answer here. For everything that's going on where you're feeling too afraid to let go of the conditioning you have, you're having a hard time taking things moment by moment, you're still feeling like you have to compete, you're having a hard time holding on to old visions and realizing that you have the ability to grow through them, you're having a hard time with letting go of control and like feeling like you have to do everything in your relationship, you're having a hard time with stress and being in a gap, you're having a hard time, all these different things. The answer is to find more playfulness within life, okay? Life is not meant to be super serious. There are serious moments within life, but when you find the joy and you can play and you can laugh and you can take things less seriously, when you can joke and laugh and be silly, and it takes away a lot of the stress. It takes away a lot of this sadness and overwhelm and exhaustion and, you know, the guilt and all that stuff. It takes it away when you can be playful, when you can have fun, when you can be silly, because when you laugh, it lifts your mood and it raises your vibration. And when you are in a higher vibration, it allows you to move forward through a lot of different things. So allowing yourself the space to be silly, to be goofy, to tell silly jokes, to put your arms inside your shirt and put your fingers out and do little T-Rex arms. Be silly. Embrace the silliness that is being a child. Reconnect with your child self. Reconnect with the silliness that children do. They're very silly and very strange sometimes, but very silly, and they don't care. They just throw themselves into space and make silly faces and make funny sounds and do silly, goofy things. And somehow along the way, we forget about doing that when we turn into adults. We forget about the joy and silliness of life, but it does make life worth living. It does make life more exciting. So allowing yourself to be playful, allowing yourself to be silly, allowing yourself to have more fun will actually open up some of these areas for you. These areas that are challenging for you, okay? Let's get a message from the Work Your Light Oracle. And then we're going to get out of here. Okay. Okay, we got Inner Temple. Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So I'm going to read from the guidebook on what this card is. Actually, I opened to the card of transformation, so that's exciting. I'm just going to take a minute and find this card in here. Inner Temple. There we are. Page 70. All right, Inner Temple. You are being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart, to incorporate true decision into your life. You could be being called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or to show up to your soul with rhythm, to develop a daily practice where you will fill up your well and spend time with your soul. All of the answers to all of the questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart. But you cannot hear them unless you carve out time to do each day to listen. Your soul is yearning for a deeper relationship with you. And so the more time you spend with it and show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. You are here to grow as souls. We are here to grow as souls. Earth is one big playground for the soul to learn. And you are being called to go deeper into your soul growth or to increase your devotion by being a student of a lineage or a spiritual teacher. If you have already been a committed student, then you are being commended for your devotion. Your guides want you to know how proud of you they are, and that the time you spend in devotion is priceless. If you are questioning your career or life path, your guides want you to turn your focus towards devotion and this prayer. And the prayer is, please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. Their action is commit to daily devotional practice. Now, what I want to share with that is something that I've been doing. I saw this person on social media, and they had talked about a meditative practice of 20 minutes a day. And they said what they do is they set a 20-minute alarm on their phone, and they sit and focus on their breathing for 20 minutes. And in the beginning, what it's going to be like is a lot of noise, a lot of chatter, a lot of mental chatter, right? So you're going to have a lot of thinking of, oh, I have to go do this, or what about this? And it's going to be a lot of thinking. But when you notice that you're thinking, you bring your awareness back to your breath. And you keep bringing it back to your breath. Every time you notice you're caught up in a thought, you keep bringing it back to your breath. Every time you notice you're caught up in an emotion, you keep bringing it back to your breath. And he said about after 10 minutes or so, he finally got into a thing where he was able to not notice, not to be engulfed by his thoughts, but then to notice, where it was almost like he was floating above the thoughts and recognized the thoughts were happening. And things got a little more quiet. And that's when he was able to start almost talking to himself. And I have found the exact same thing within my own meditative practice, that as I began to get quiet and listen to the thoughts instead of being engulfed by them, when I could notice that I was thinking and let it go, I began to notice I was almost floating above the thoughts. I noticed the thoughts when they happened, and then I let them pass. And then I began to have conversations inside my mind with my own self. And this is what helped me to begin to speak to my parts and allow the parts to come forward and speak to me and share their thinking and their feelings and all that different stuff. But if you're not doing it, if you're not getting into the practice of making your mind quiet, it's going to be very hard for you to listen to your inner thoughts, because you're going to be distracted by all of the noise and thinking going on inside your head. So this devotion that you're meant to do, it could be a devotional practice to meditation. It could be walking. I take walks and I talk to myself on my walks. I take a walk through a park and I talk to myself, and I allow whatever information to come and go. I speak out loud, almost as if in prayer, and I allow myself to work out thinking, work out things that I need to work out. This might be a daily devotional practice of prayer. As it said, maybe you might need to find a spiritual teacher. Whatever this is, devoting time each day and making it a daily practice will increase your ability to do so. It will increase your ability to grow in whatever it is that you're trying to do. Maybe it might be rhythm and drumming. Drum circles are a beautiful way, practicing drumming on your own, even if it's drumming on a tabletop. Getting lost in drumming is trance. Maybe you're being called to find something that allows you to get lost in a rhythm. Okay, something like that's going to help you grow and develop. All right, so that's what I have for you today. I hope that this shares some good information with you and can help you along your path. I hope this has given you some new insight. If you're looking to book a personal reading for your own individual situations, send me an email. That's in the description box. I'd be happy to do a personal reading for you. If you are looking for inspirational content, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Get In We're Going Healing. And I share a lot of stuff on there that might be of help to you as you work through this. And if you are looking for more help along this path, you can find my podcast at Get In We're Going Healing on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts. And I share a lot of content that might help you on your spiritual and healing journey as you move along the path, okay? If you found this helpful and you'd like to share a tip or a donation, you can send me a donation at PayPal or buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com. That information is in the description box as well. So until next time, keep dropping the things that are holding you back from being your best, your greatest, your most authentic you. Love and light, fellow humans. Bye.